Everyone, Chris here in the Local 5 Weather Lab. Wanted to give you an update on why we have issued some weather impact alert days for Thursday evening extending into Friday. I'm tracking heavy rain and thunderstorm potential. While some of the details are still a bit murky at this point, I do think there's enough of a signal that I'm concerned for heavy rain and additionally initially some strong to severe storms to lead this one off. This would be Thursday evening and extending into Friday. So a day and a half long weather impact alert day. I want to talk about the amounts of rain first as we lead into this one. Watch as we go through this time frame. This is the available water product. Basically, how much rain is stacked above us in the atmosphere, throughout the entire atmosphere. It's kind of an arbitrary number, but generally the higher it goes, the more available water that we have at our disposal. Notice that pink area continues to grow, especially through that late Thursday and into Friday morning time frame, and even nosing into the pink category just a little bit. So the moisture content increases, and that gives us a bigger threat for heavier rain. There's also some other signals I'm looking at, potential back building of thunderstorms, and overall slow storm movement for thunderstorms that will be out there. We'll look for chances for rain to increase Thursday, continuing to Thursday night, and also for Friday. Now, there's actually 2 rounds of rain on Thursday. The first round, we're not expecting much with. We'll breeze through Futurecast. Pretty quiet Wednesday is anticipated with maybe a cluster of storms west of the Missouri River. But watch into early Thursday, we do see a little cluster, especially the southwestern half of Iowa trying to build across here, lingering through late morning. Then there's a chance for clearing. So this amount of clearing would try to recharge for later in the day out west and push that activity in. It's that second wave Thursday that I would be watching. Severe potential initially. I think we're looking at wind and hail threats as the primary troublemakers Thursday evening going into the overnight. And I can't give you a specific time frame right now because those details still a little bit murky on how this one exactly unfolds. But that's what we'd be watching Thursday evening into the overnight. And with time, we start to see the trade-off between wind and hail threats to more of a heavy rain / flooding threat. And you do see on the excessive rainfall outlook, slight risk over the majority of central and western Iowa. And if we extend this into Friday, you'll see that marginal risk does encompass the state as well. I think it's Thursday night through Friday morning that's going to be the most troublesome time with regards to too much rain. Okay, so I want to show you a Futurecast here from the wide level. This is from Thursday night going into Friday. 2 areas I want you to watch. This in eastern Iowa, and there's going to be additional development up in Minnesota and South Dakota. They're going to have a western movement and a southern movement. So that's that back building that I was kind of discussing with you. Watch the overall evolution here. See how it kind of descends into Iowa. We do have that warm front at play. It's ultimately a slow mover, and that gives us the slow thunderstorm movement. So those are the 2 things that are kind of tipping me off here is this could be troublesome. Not only that, but multiple rounds of thunderstorms. We could even see redevelopment into Friday evening. And though I think that's going to be more progressive in nature, still it's more rainfall in places that we definitely do not need it. So when it comes to rainfall here, and you look at the numbers building in, there's a big swath, 1, 2, even 3 inches of rain. I'd say there's going to be a widespread swath developing somewhere in Iowa. Don't take these numbers as absolute truth, as this may waver a little bit and slowly evolve, but this gives you a general idea that we're in for some heavier rainfall. And I'll tell you, this is not the high resolution data either, which will likely yield us some pinpointed higher amounts, 2, 3, 4 inches. Okay, I'm going to take you over to the computer and I'm going to drive a little bit. First, I want to talk the severe threats for late Thursday. This is the atmospheric sounding through the evening. We build in the energy here. I'm going to pause it right here and I want you to focus in on these shear numbers. 0 to 1, I'm looking for ideally 20 to become an issue for us. And then through 0 to 6, that number closer to 40. And notice as we go into that time frame, we're kind of under those marks, but not too far off in the same. So I do think we're going to see some pulsing, stronger storms. And this is for Des Moines. I think the chance is a little bit better as you move back to the west, say towards Atlantic and Council Bluffs, will be a little bit better suited for that activity. This is actually that available water product. Excuse me, no, it's not. This is the low-level jet, and this is one of the other reasons why I'm a bit of concern. Notice how the wind is stacking up here over southern Iowa. This is stronger wind running into slower wind. So what's going to happen there is it drives the atmosphere up, and it continues to build in thunderstorms. And given the specific setup of the winds, I think overall we're going to see storm motion move to the north and east, but they're moving slow. And that low-level jet's going to try to continually build on the backside of that. So the overall evolution of the apparent line is pretty minimal. So it doesn't give the appearance it is moving all too quickly, even though individual storm cells will be. It's that continual redevelopment that becomes a little bit more of an issue. So that's what I'm looking at here when it comes down to the nitty-gritty details that I wanted to show you at this point. I'm going to leave it at that because a lot of those details are still, in fact, murky at this stage. And we need another 24 hours to really start to hone in on those details. I'll give you a quick look at the 10-day here. And you'll see that we do ultimately cool things back down and dry out for the weekend. Good looking weekend, by the way. It's just the concerning period for Thursday into Friday, late Thursday specifically. Again, a morning round in there that shouldn't pose too much of a risk. That's my thoughts on the matter right now. I'm going to continue to track this. Of course, Chase Bowman will be as well. Enough there to give me the concern, especially considering just how the river levels have reacted. As of late, some of those are running fairly high. In fact, why don't I go ahead and show you what we're looking at here? Let me bring you over to the web browser once again. Okay, so these are our area river gauges and streams. And you notice yellow, that's denoting near bank full conditions or action stage, if you will. And there are some rises, especially on the Raccoon, that have been high, though we have reached our peak and starting to fall. Given the forecast amounts that are in there, we may see this spike a little bit more. Notice we are definitely running about 3 feet higher than we were just a couple of days ago. I'm sorry, my picture's kind of in the way there, so I'll get myself off the screen so you can see that a little bit more clearly. But notice some of these rivers are running a little bit higher. 4 Mile Creek spiked earlier this morning, though it's back down to a near normal level. It goes to show you just how quickly some of these area waterways and basins respond. So this is Beaver Creek, I believe. Yep, Beaver Creek and Grimes, and it's running high right now. Walnut Creek spiked earlier today. It's starting to fall back down now. But that just shows you some of our waterways are primed, and that's going to be the concern. Here's the Des Moines River near Stratford. It's running a bit high. It's not going to get back down to that 9-foot mark before this next round of rain. So that stair step takes us just a little bit higher in the end. The concern would be if we see that 2 to 4 isolated more inches of rain focused in on one of those basins that is already troublesome. That would give us the greatest flash flooding risk. I'd also say urban areas, the ground is rather saturated at this juncture. And we just need a few days to dry things out. And the scenario just does not look too favorable at this point, Thursday night to Friday. So I'll keep you updated. Chase Bowman as well. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Take care of yourselves, everyone. And stay tuned for updates. We'll see you.